Hello, tech besties. Welcome or welcome back to K Talks Tech. I'm Kay, so let's talk tech. What you see on the screen is another page from my beautiful website, K Talks Tech. If you're interested in consulting or coaching, that is the best place to find information and also to contact me with what you need. Um, so yeah, there's that. As while I'm at it, let me remind you, yes, here it is. The reminder that on December 16th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am presenting a workshop on introducing AI to business leaders. So, this is where you can ask your basic questions about AI, what it is, but more importantly, find out what it can do and where it fits for your company. So, yeah, you can check that out and register at aidecemberintro.eventbrite.com. I hope to see you there. And so now let's get to the topic of the day now that the announcements are done. Here we go. What you see on the screen before you is a conversation I had with Perplexity. I'm not too happy with Perplexity AI right now. This is just a first look at it. I think it's actually a very powerful tool, but maybe this is not the best thing to use it for. I can see where it would be amazing for research, but I asked it if it could create graphics, and it said yeah, and it gave me some guidelines around it. So I asked it for the graphic that I just showed you for the workshop, and this is what it did. Now, I had this piece I created in Canva, and I have it on my website, on my business page. But I wanted to take this piece and add in the information for the workshop. And that's what I told it here. And this is what it created for me. So if you see here it misspelled business and it used 2024, which I thought was odd. And that's the thing that I'm seeing on some of the other LLMs. It's using the default date as 2024. And when you correct them, you say, I asked, why did you use 2024? Oh, yeah, my bad. That's right. This is 2025. But I didn't tell it 2024. In fact, I didn't say any year at all. So, like I said, that's like the default year or something. All right. So, you see, I said, create a graphic for a social media post and email inviting the audience to a workshop, AI intro for business leaders December. Now you'll see that I spelled business correctly. Okay, and this is what it gave me. So this graphic and this line down here were provided to it in a single graphics. But I do like the background color. I don't like that the full time is not here. I don't like that the link is not there. I did ask for that. I told it, here's the link. I told it the time and the date. I told it what I wanted to say, and I thought it would pick some of these things out, put it on there, and it put very minimal stuff. So I asked it to make some adjustment, fix business, change the date, and add a line to register. Okay, and it did that. Okay, it still didn't fix business, but it did the other things. Okay. And then I said, you still spelled business wrong. Now I'm starting to get a little annoyed, right? So then I asked it to fix it. And it said, okay, I'll fix that. And this is what it gave me. Now it's fixed, but what's with the weird font size change? So I said, listen, the font size is different. It's weird. It's small in the middle. And regenerate this using one font across here. Okay. And I said, okay. Go ahead and create it. But you'll look, it didn't create anything, right? So first it said, I'm right. It should be consistent, blah, blah, blah. Here's what it's going to be. And I said, okay. And it said, it's ready. And I was like, create it because it's not ready. I don't see it. Then it said, oh, you've hit the image generation limit for this month. Really? This first time I'm using this. So that's 1, 2, 3. images a month. You get a month. You get on the free a month. You get on the free plan. No, my record wasn't skipping. I was just repeating that. 3 images a month? Wow. Okay, so maybe you don't really want to be used for images. Um, and then I got mad. I was really annoyed by that. And I said, okay, well, then give me the code. I figure I'll take the code, I'll tweak that, I'll have the same thing. It says no code. Okay. It says, and then it tells me how to do it. Okay. It tells me, you know what? You can go into Canva and do this, or PowerPoint or Figma. And I'm like, well, that's not fair because you screwed this up. You misspelled it. I understand your frustration. Total customer service, right? I understand your frustration. These are trying times. You know. All right. Then it says, okay, well, you can go and do this in a design tool and you won't need any more AI image credits. Wow. Okay. So you shan't use Perplexity for more than 3 images a month. And then I got angry. I don't like you. You cheated me. You're right to feel frustrated. It makes sense that it feels being cheated when the design wasn't quite right before the limit kicked in. But it wasn't that I asked for something different. It was correcting its own mistakes that it made up out of the blue, right? So it would not go any farther with me, right? So I took this image and I put it in Paint, of all things, Microsoft Paint. And I fixed this across here. And so that is the image that you see on Eventbrite today. Here it is, right? So I went in here, I fixed this across here. I added this line, moved something around, simple graphic edits. And so there it is. That is my experience with Perplexity. um, I might use it for something in the future, but the something is definitely not image creation because it's not liking that. Or it does, not that it doesn't like, it doesn't do a good job and it only lets you have 3. So, like, share, comment. What do you think of my experience? Do you know Perplexity in ways that I haven't explored yet and can comment on it? Let me know what you think. um, if you are a small business, are you involved in business, or you have a friend or family member, let them know about the workshop and sign up. um, and then come back here where we will continue to talk tech. Bye.